What do you want, Mike? Joined by Mike Farrell for his weekly picks. Mike, we got a split up schedule this week. Let's start with the Friday games. The game formerly known as the Civil War, which does not have a name anymore. Oregon at Oregon State. Ducks are a 14-point favorite. What do you think?
Am I not allowed to call it that anymore?
No, that's got canceled. Sorry.
All right. I've been calling it that, so that's good to know. I'm going to take Oregon State because it's a 2-touchdown line. You know, this is a rivalry game. Oregon's looked okay, but not overly impressive. And Oregon State hasn't looked horrible. So in a rivalry game, I think this is a 10-point win for Oregon.
I like to, I don't like to pick Oregon to cover any spread more than 2 points, but I'm going to a lot of chirping this week, and I think the Ducks are going to kill them. So I will take Oregon to cover that 2-touchdown spread. Your favorite team, Iowa State, traveling to Texas. Now, Iowa State, an underdog, a 1-point underdog. Smells a little fishy, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with fishy. I have no idea. I'm going to take Iowa State. Just looking at these two teams on paper, like what I've been doing is I've been looking at teams and just defaulting to the bigger program and off in my mind, like Michigan should cover against Rutgers, blah, blah, blah. So I look at this and immediately I said, Texas should win this game. But then I have to think that I stink and I have to go opposite. So I'm going Iowa State's going to win this game on the road and they're going to get that one, but they're going to win outright, obviously, and cover.
I'm taking the Horns. Maybe by 10 points or more. I might look into some.
Oh, you think Matt Campbell's a farce, so
some creative bets. Nebraska at Iowa. Iowa 13.5-point favorite.
I mean, you got to take Iowa. They got off to a bad start. They're on a roll now. They seem to have found their identity, and Nebraska is just. I have no faith whatsoever in them scoring points or stopping anybody. So I think Iowa's probably going to win this one by 20.
Yeah, I'm going to take Iowa as well. Notre Dame traveling to North Carolina, maybe their last big test. They are 5-point favorites, which is in the famous Vegas zone. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go Notre Dame here. I mean, I like North Carolina's offense, as you know. They could put up a lot of points. I think the over is the play here, 67.5. But I like Notre Dame to win this because, they're going to bounce out in front. They're missing 2 of their offensive linemen, but they're still going to be able to run the ball because UNC's defense is so bad. And if UNC comes marching back, which I expect them to make it close, Notre Dame will put them away and win by at least 10. So go take Notre Dame minus the 5.
That's your Black Friday lock of the week, right?
That is my Black Friday lock of the week. So you should probably do the opposite. But I thought Notre Dame had a trap game against Boston College. They killed them. I thought this was a trap game. It's not. Notre Dame will destroy North Carolina probably.
All right, the Saturday slate, Ohio State at Illinois, 28.5-point favorites.
Illinois, coming off that big victory over Nebraska, are going to get boat raced.
Not motorboated.
Not motorboated. Boat raced is right?
Yes.
So Ohio State's going to win by 40. Fields is going to be really ticked off. He threw 3 picks. Ryan Day's not going to be happy that game was close against Indiana. He's going to take it out on Lovey and his gray beard and beat him by 40 points.
I'm actually going to take Lovey, not to, the 4 touchdowns. That half point scares me off. And I don't think Ohio State's defense is very good, as we saw last week.
I don't think they are either, but I do think they can put up 60 against Illinois.
Speaking of not very good, Kentucky traveling to Florida. The Gators only a 23.5-point favorite.
Yeah. Well, Gators were supposed to cover against Vanderbilt. Failed. That was bad. I think they're going to cover this one. Kentucky's offense is bad. They're missing a lot of players all over the field on defense. And Florida, I think they're a little upset at the way they played against Vanderbilt last week. So they're going to come out and put the pedal to the metal. Pitts is back. Florida is going to put up 50 and win by probably 30.
Yeah, I like them too. Yeah, I think Kentucky might be able to get like 14 on the board, but yeah, I expect it to be a 4-touchdown game. Maryland traveling to Indiana. Indiana 11.5-point home favorites.
Maryland, obviously has started off better after that Northwestern debacle, but we didn't know how good Northwestern was. And I thought Maryland was worse than they are. Indiana laying 11.5 is interesting. I'm going to take Indiana because I think they are a good football team, and they have got some offensive weapons that Maryland can't stop. Penix looks good, Freifogel and company. But this one's a tough one. I mean, Maryland could easily cover this. It's going to be, if you're betting the spread on this one, it's going to be a nail biter, but I have Indiana winning by 14.
I'm going to take Maryland, even though I don't really like them very much.
You want me to pull up my Maryland helmet?
No, that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that's you. We'll take your word for it that you have a Maryland helmet. So give me the Terps there to cover that spread. I still like Indiana to win outright. Texas Tech at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State 11-point favorites.
Oklahoma State. I mean, this is one of those games that'll probably be a shootout. Even though the over or under is 54. I don't know why. I mean, Oklahoma State's not putting up great points. The offense hasn't found itself yet, but this always turns out to be like a 68-61 game. You just sort of could see this getting out of hand. So take the over, but definitely take Oklahoma State laying the 11. They should cover and probably win by 3 touchdowns.
I'm going to take Texas Tech. The reason why it's so low is because neither team has a good quarterback. So that would be.
Well, listen, Ellingworth is just a freshman, so don't be mean.
Okay, yeah, but he's not even been their starter. I mean, they benched Sanders mid-game. Texas Tech has yo-yoed back and forth between Columbi and the other guy whose name I can't remember. Something Texas.
Bowman?
Yeah, Bowman, Alan Bowman. So I'm taking Texas Tech. Coastal Carolina at Texas State. 17-point favorites on the road for the Chanticleers.
Coastal Carolina, 17. Lay it. They're going to win by 40. I believe in them. They should be a playoff team. After picking against them once, I've learned my lesson. Go whatever they are, Chanticleers.
Pitt at Clemson. Clemson 24-point favorites.
Poor Pitt. This should be my lock, but it's not. I don't know why, because I'm stupid. Clemson's going to win this game by 50. They are not happy.
Yes, I like Clemson big as well. Northwestern at Michigan State. Michigan State a 13.5-point underdog.
Dun, dun, dun. Northwestern laying 2 touchdowns is difficult in any world, short of whatever year that was, 1996. I can't remember what year they were really good. But I would still take Northwestern because Michigan State is a very, very bad football team, and they will lose this game by 20.
Okay, I'm going to take Michigan State in like a classic 20-10 type game. Northwestern is boring. Colorado at USC. USC a 12-point favorite. They feel like they're a double-digit favorite every week. I think they have been 3 out of 4 games this year.
Yeah, and they're so difficult to predict that they're either going to win this game and blow them out, or they're going to lose outright. And it just depends on which USC team shows up and whose girlfriend's broken up with who, or whether there's a drizzle. Those are my thoughts on USC. This is not a tough physical football team. They have a lot of talent. Colorado isn't going to be able to hang, though. I've got USC winning this one big.
I'm going to take Colorado to cover with my boy Sam Neuer, Oregon native, a very good quarterback for Colorado, who played defense last year. Now he's playing quarterback this year. LSU at Texas A&M. Texas A&M 14.5-point favorites.
Oh gosh. You take it, Texas A&M. I mean, the running game's good. Isaiah Spiller is excellent. Monda's been efficient with the football. They've got a good defense. They're a little thin at wide receiver right now, but they'll be fine. LSU, I just don't think that they have the bodies to compete in this football game. It's just so hard to pick Texas A&M, a traditional fall flat on your face team, over 2 touchdowns against LSU. It's crazy, but I'm going to take A&M to cover 14.5.
Okay, I'm going to take the Tigers.
I know you're going to win all of them. You're going to win every one.
Georgia minus 21.5 out South Carolina.
All right, JT Daniels show is here. South Carolina is going to try to control the ball with Kevin Harris, who I love, but that team has no direction since Muschamp. They starting a new quarterback. They're going to get crushed. Georgia is going to win by at least 30 points.
Okay, I'm gonna take South Carolina, uh, just because
Because I picked
I like
Georgia.
no, I like the matchup. I like the matchup for the Gamecocks, even though I wish they had those DBs that Mukuamu killed Georgia last time they played, and he had three
You
picks.
like Doty. Admit you like Doty.
Oh, I love Doty.
I know.
What happened to Helinski?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Very weird. Very weird.
Great kid, nice kid, super, super nice kid. Forgotten man. And it's weird. He's a talented kid. So I don't know.
He'll be starting in the Pac-12 next year. Uh, Auburn at Alabama this year, lock of the week. The Iron Bowl, 24.5-point favorites are the Tide.
Yes. So no Nick Saban unless they put him on a lift, right?
Right, he's not going to be there.
Are they allowed to put him on a lift though?
No, they're not going to do that. That's stupid.
Right.
It's
They could.
No, they couldn't. No.
If his glare is within viewing distance of Alabama, then I would take Alabama. But he's not going to be there. It's a rivalry game. Auburn, we know, plays differently on the road. They're not very good on the road. A lot of people, I think, are assuming Alabama is going to roll them, but 24.5 is a lot for a team with Auburn's talent. So I'm going to take Auburn to cover this one. Not win, not close.
This is the Mac Jones revenge game. I like Alabama. Big, big. I watched Auburn play all last week. I'm not sure if Tank Bigsby is going to play. He missed most of the game last week. Listen, if your name's Tank, you can't be getting hurt on one carry the first play of the game. I'm sorry.
He's been healthy all season. Come on.
Sorry, Cartavius. We'll call him. He's Cartavius in this house going forward. And I'm taking.
Tank's been Tank all year. He's been good, but we've disagreed on every pick.
Almost. We both like Notre Dame. We both like Clemson. But yeah, Saturday is going to be. This is your chance to catch me, Mike, because I got a pretty comfortable lead on you.
This does not bode well for me at all. Okay. At all. Like I'm telling you, take all of Woody's picks. Don't take any of mine, and you'll be happy.
We'll see. I did not do my usual pre-show. I have a whole process, and I haven't done it yet. So I got to work on that after we record this way early in the week. So, all right, Mike, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. You follow Mike on Twitter at Rivals Mike, and we'll have more picks again next week. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.